want to clarify. And he has a plan. He doesn't have a plan to save Medicare.
That's right. And there is but only one plan that saves Medicare, and that is ours. And I should have explained that better. I would agree with you. But just to reiterate, it's not just us and the President saying that Medicare is going broke. The CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, nonpartisan group, has said that in 9 years, the Medicare Trust Fund is going bankrupt. The Medicare trustees have come out and said the Medicare Trust Fund will be broke in 10 years. So make no mistake, we have to fix it. We have to address Medicare. Let's not sit in this House and demagogue this issue. Let's not throw stones at those who want to fix it. Actually, engage in the debate, or at least take responsibility for cutting $500 billion, taking money out of a program that people paid into and using it for a whole different set of people who didn't pay into that program. We're robbing this fund, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Let's save Medicare, and you don't save it by robbing it. Let's not rob Medicare. And you know, I think we got in this situation as Americans because all the time, our politicians, they come back to their states and their districts, and they make promises to their people. They tell them, listen, I'm going to give you the sun and the moon and the stars. Don't worry, we can pay for it. Not a big deal. I'm going to keep this promise to you. And that's how they get elected year after year, making promises. Well, the time has come to say, these promises can't be kept. And you know what? I think this freshman class of Republicans have come in and said, we're not going to lie to you anymore. We're going to tell you the truth. The truth is, we can't continue on this course. We're going to level with you and say we have to reform it to save it. We can't continue to borrow $1.5 trillion a year and not have substantial economic consequences for the next generation. We have to fix it. You might not want to hear it, but it's the truth. We're going to give you the truth. We're not going to lie to you anymore. And I think once we all know where we're at as a country, we can then come together and go, as a country, how do we fix the problems that face us as a country? But when we have one party that doesn't want to acknowledge the problems that we face, and they want to mislead the American people about those problems, it's hard to have an honest conversation. Well, I didn't come here to misrepresent the American people. I've come here to be honest and to level with the American people and say, this is where we're at. Let's find solutions that work for the American people. And there's a chart here that I know so many people have seen, Mr. Speaker. But if you look at, this is a chart that shows gross domestic product and our years out, and our debt to GDP, or debt to the size of our economy. In World War II, our debt was about 100% of the size of our economy in a year, but you know, we were at war. It was World War II. That went down. But you look out, look to our future. This is a sea of red, a sea of debt that we are going to leave off to the next generation. Our economy will collapse well before we get to the crest of that wave. But that is our future, make no mistake, unless we change course. Let's change course. And I think it's important to note, where does this debt come from? Who is financing this debt? Because in World War II, American citizens bought war bonds, paying for this debt. Well, not today, because in 1970, 5% of the foreign debt that was, 5% of our debt was held by foreign entities. And in 1990, 19% of our debt was held by foreign entities. And today, 47% of our debt is held by foreign entities. And if I'd ask the Speaker to guess what country owns the largest share of that foreign debt? That's right, China. China owns about 30% of that foreign debt. We are mortgaging our children's future. We are giving the Chinese government an economic nuclear bomb because we can't get our fiscal house in order in this House. It is time that we come together and fix the problems that face this country. Let's not kick the can down the road. Let's not let this be the future that our children inherit. But to prevent it, we have to act. And we're here to act. I'd yield back to the gentleman from Arkansas.
You know, when I look at those charts,